Welcome back to the 250th anniversary video series. I'm Matt Gibson, Curator of Natural History at the Charleston Museum, and today we'll be taking a look at some of our rare bird mounts and skins from the late 19th century. Since the birds we are going to look at today are now extinct, maintaining the specimens we have for continued education and research is vital. We will begin by looking at the only endemic North American parrot, the Carolina parakeet. Carolina parakeets used to be a common sight in the southeast as they would travel in flocks of around 300 individuals. If a flock was headed your way, you would definitely know as, like parrots in general, Carolina parakeets were very chatty and social. Unfortunately, the ruckus they would cause, along with their habit of consuming crops such as cultivated seed and fruit, led to them being labeled as a pest species. When hunters would take these birds, other members of the flock would swim around their fallen friend. This admirable trend to protect or mourn members of their flock ultimately doomed many others, and there are records of hunters taking advantage of this behavior to kill hundreds of birds in one sitting. The bright yellows and greens of the feathers also attracted hunters for a different reason. During the 19th century, adorning women's garments with bird feathers was trendy, and many species were pushed to the brink of extinction as a prize for fashion. By this point in time, the parakeet population in the U.S. was already spiraling. By the early 20th century, Carolina parakeets were gone from most of their native habitat, save for an endemic species to Florida. Eventually, even this last vestige vanished, as well as the few Carolina parakeets kept as pets and in zoos. With so few left in the world, it was only a matter of time before these last holdouts went as well, and the last Carolina parakeet died at the Cincinnati Zoo in 1939. The Carolina parakeet is one of several recently extinct bird species the museum has in its collection. For example, here we have the Ivory-Billed Woodpecker, which is the third largest woodpecker in the world. The story of the Ivory-Billed Woodpecker is a mysterious one, with several twists and turns. Unlike the relatively straightforward story of the Carolina parakeet, the Ivory-Billed Woodpecker has been added to, then removed from, the extinct species list. A sighting of the Ivory-Billed Woodpecker has not been confirmed since 1987, but ornithologists and birders have reported seeing and hearing it in areas of Arkansas and potentially Florida. Skeptics argue that these sightings may simply be a case of mistaken identity, as the very much still alive pileated woodpecker shares this range. If, on the slim chance the Ivory-Billed Woodpecker sightings are correct, then the population would have to be incredibly small to be so rare. Much of the habitat the Ivory-bills used to inhabit is no longer forested, and is also the primary reason they were thought to have gone extinct to begin with. As it stands, the International Union for the Conservation of Nature lists the ivory-bill as critically endangered, but given the debate of its existence, the American Birding Association recognizes it as most likely extinct. Currently, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is waiting to make a final decision on the fate of the ivory-bill, with bird enthusiasts still combing the few and far between old-growth forests of the southeast, hoping to capture verified footage of something thought lost long ago. Until they do, these magnificent creatures now only reside in the halls and cabinets of museums and universities. Both of these birds remain as beautiful, yet somber and cautionary tales of what once was. For a closer look at rare specimens like these, be sure to check out the modern bird section of the museum's Bunting Natural History Hall. Thanks for watching.